Hi everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Tokyo Xanadu EX Plus. So in the last part we finished off the side quests, so now we're 100% done with all the side quests for the after story. So in this part what we're doing is we've now headed back to Yukino to basically report that all the jobs are done. So yeah, but at this point, once you've done all the jobs, so basically all the quests, sub-events and everything else that you can do within the game at this point, not there's a lot to do really, but all the stuff that you can do is now officially, once you talk to Yukino, that stuff goes away. So you have to do a minimum of 3 jobs. There we go. You have to do a minimum of 3 jobs to be able to move on the story. But there's 5? Yeah, 5 to do. 5 or 6 to do. I can't exactly remember. But I think there's 5. So basically, once you've completed all those, go to Yukino and she will... And talking to Yukino will continue the story on. There we go. Sorry. Spare me. I know you're just trying to justify, right? You keep bossing me around. Yeah, so she already knows that basically all the other organizations to do with the eclipse have kind of been sounding out Ko as to whether he's going to join them when he graduates from high school and stuff like that. Sorry. My throat's going a little bit. But yeah, so basically she kind of brings it up that maybe you could join me on a permanent basis. He's like, fucking hell, give me a break. I think they also kind of mentioned that basically her justification for giving Ko all this part-time work is basically to kind of prepare him for after high school once he graduates, and you know, tries to get a job, you know, whether he joins one of the agencies or not, just to kind of prepare him for when the time comes. But you know, it's probably bull. It's just, you know, she wants money. She wants, you know, free help or relatively cheap help, and Ko's ready, you know, all too ready to kind of provide it. So there we go. We've met up with Asuka and Shiori now, so time for us to head to the festival, where I'm sure nothing bad will happen and everything will go according to plan. Yeah, that shit never fucking happens, does it? So here we are at the festival. I think it's basically they don't really say it, but my assumption is that it's just, you know, that it's a Halloween festival. They kind of don't mention it, you know. They don't really call it the Halloween festival. They just kind of call it the kind of like fall festival or something like that. So kind of weird, really, that they wouldn't go all the way with it. Yeah, they call it the autumn festival. Just call it Halloween festival, dude. Whatever. And Ko at this point is still surrounded by women. To be honest, that's something I'm surprised that they didn't jump into more with all the anime tropes that they do in this game. I'm surprised they didn't bother to do the anime trope of like the rest of the class, the rest of the boys in the class kind of being jealous that Ko is hanging around all these, you know, girls all the time. Pretty much by himself. Oh wait, we've got 2 more boys here, so it's fine. But yeah, I'm kind of surprised that they didn't bother. They didn't leap into that well of anime comedy quite so quickly as you know, quite so liberally. But they don't, which I suppose give him credit for that. And it's Rion. You know, who is now in a perfect disguise of glasses and a hair up. You couldn't tell at all that it's Rion. Know what I mean? But yeah, they did do that trope though of Mitsuki teasing Asuka about, oh, you're always hanging around Ko all the time now, aren't you? So, you know, kind of hinting at maybe something else is going on between them. But yeah, to which she hastily denies. But yeah, to start off this part of the story, it's just basically everybody getting together for the first time in a while. You know, so they can. So it's just a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Just kind of small talk, I guess. Just hanging out. Oh yeah, where's Ryota? Yeah, so Ryota's on his way now. Awesome. By the way, this pair don't really hang out together too much. You know, we don't really see Yuki and Asuka hang out together too much, but there you go. Yes, already halfway done with high school, so yeah, this is like near the end of second year, then about midway through second year for them, which is kind of different, I guess. It's kind of different for most, because most things, most of these kinds of things, they usually do it like third years or whatever. You know, I guess it's just easier to have like a kind of end point, or to have a kind of a point at which you have to work towards something in this kind of story. But yeah, kind of interesting in that regard. But yeah, I kind of like this scene with Ko kind of reminiscing about everything that's happened up to this point, and how, you know, it's getting closer to the end of high school, and thinking everything's going to kind of come to an end eventually. So I kind of like that. You know, he's having a bit of a think about, reminisce about what's happened. Oh, a bell. Something's up. And here he is. This was the guy who who was in a couple of the side quests. Sorry, the like the side stories. Mainly the ones featuring June and what's his face, and Mr. Goro. But yeah, the after story is pretty much built, and the whole point of the after story is to kind of get closure to this final, you know, mystery of the story of who this little kid is and what the hell's his deal, how he's related to the Eclipse and all that kind of thing. So yeah, that's what's going to happen. By the way, that little animation there of kind of like everything going all wibbly wobbly, it's kind of a little hint as to something which is talked about, which is kind of confirmed later on in the story. I won't really talk about it quite yet, but it's a little bit of a hint as to where Ko and the gang actually are. Oh shit. Is that Rem talking to us? Where the fuck am I? I was hanging out with my friends and then some weird shit happened again. It seems to happen a lot, to be honest. I guess it'd be a bit boring if everything just went according to plan. But yeah, Ko is left on his own. It's kind of interesting that Ko is the one who's left, seemingly left where we started out, and everybody else is kind of shipped off to various locations around around the city. So maybe that's a hint. Yeah. First people he thinks of is Shiori and Asuka, of course. Alright, what's going on? Yeah, I do actually like the sky kind of effect here. It looks kind of creepy. Kind of dark and foreboding. Oh. Who's this? Hey Ryota. Hey June. How are you? Okay, so what's going on? So yeah, the first people that weirdly enough, the first people that Ko is able to meet up with is June and Ryota, who basically, you know, were the only two that weren't in the actual part, who weren't, you know, only two that weren't with the rest of us. Shit. There he is, the little fuck. Who are you, you asshole? Yeah, I definitely want to kick him in the face. That little shrug. Fuck you, asshole. I think he's the one behind this. Ko, it's a bit late to say stop right there, like several, you know, it's at least a minute or two has passed since he you know, started running off. Ah, shit. You found him? Nope. Seems like we've lost him again. Fuck. This doesn't go very well. God damn it. That is something I kind of like as well, that because Ryota and June came from another place. Sorry, they kind of make it obvious that they kind of get you to know that other stuff and that other parts of the city are like this as well. And it's also kind of, you know, kind of useful to have June around at this point to basically just say that, you know, to make some observations and to push things forward. Like, you know, the fact that he's pointing out that there's no people about anymore, that everybody's kind of disappeared. So yeah, obviously the implication at this point, it's more eclipse shit. Things are going wrong with the eclipse. The eclipse is causing problems. again. And of course, Ryota. Fuck. Of course, Ryota wouldn't know what we're talking about, really. Because he was never around for any of that stuff, was he? Yes, because if you remember as well, he had his memories sealed after what happened with, after, you know, everything that happened. Because obviously the reality, once they got Shiori back, the reality of Shiori being gone kind of disappeared. So yeah, Ryota's memories are kind of returning, so that's kind of an interesting part to the story. I don't really think, if I remember correctly, I don't think they actually explain what's going on with Ryota. Like, I don't think they explain why all of a sudden his memories are coming back now. I guess the assumption is just that because Eclipse shit is happening again, because he's being exposed to that, the memories from previous are kind of awakening within him. So anyway, all you can do at this moment in time is is go off and explore the area, this area that we're in, which is Station Square. From our, yeah, it is Station Square. And if you go into, this is the photo store, and you go in here, and basically, the people who normally help you with selling you equipment and stuff, and this guy who would also sell you like drugs and medicines and all that kind of thing to kind of heal you up. They've all been sealed off inside these purple crystals. So yeah, it's pretty much telling you that, you know, there's nothing for you to, like, there's nothing for you to kind of grab around here. Like, you can't really purchase anything because they're trapped inside these crystals. So yeah, so now we've got to head outside and try and make your way out of Station Square. Once that happens, when you try to leave, alright, let's head that way, shall we? Because that's how these things work. Yeah. Yeah, and more of the memories are coming back to Ryota. Is it not? you said that your head was really banging there, so it's probably not a good thing. Okay, so now we've got a new place to go to. So we've checked everywhere around here, so now we've got to head to Across Tower. That's something else. I kind of like that as well, the fact that they mentioned that on the way to Across Tower they were still looking at other areas as they were heading to Across Tower to kind of see if they could find that little kid again. I kind of like that, because it would make sense that you try and have a look around as you're heading to your next location to, you know, see if there's any, to see if you can find that kid, to try and sort this out quickly. But yeah, he's here in Across Tower. Or just in front of Across Tower, actually. Oh shit, what's going on now? Yeah, and apparently he can just open eclipses at will. Interesting. So I wonder... I will say I do find it, I did, the first time I played through it, I did find it really interesting, finding out, you know, finding out who this kid is and, you know, what his relationship is to the Eclipse. It was an interesting thing to go through the first time. And they do a good job setting up the mystery. I just wish that they'd done it. Yeah, they kind of mention it here, the side missions or the side stories that you went through as June. But something which I would have liked, if I'm being honest, is if they showed the little kid off more during the regular missions as well. Or at least showed him off more, because it does feel a little bit in the after story like, oh yeah, that little kid's popping up again. I wonder what his deal is, you know, rather than it being something that's, or rather his identity and him, you know, popping up more and more would kind of indicate that you'll be a problem later down the line. So I would have liked that if they did that a bit more and kind of highlighted that a bit more. But they didn't, so, you know, that's, you know, is what it is, I guess. It's not the end of the world. I mean, you know, it's a minor quibble. It's still interesting. And his story is still an interesting one to follow. So. Yeah, I also do like the fact that June mentions here that, you know, basically he tried to find him, which we've played through obviously, and him kind of not being able to, you know, not being able to defeat him and stop this little kid is, you know, he feels responsible for all the problems that are being caused now. So I kind of like that. And of course, because Ryota doesn't have a thingamajiggy, doesn't have a soul device. Therefore, because he doesn't have a soul device, he can't see this. See the Eclipse Gate. Holy shit! And this isn't quite out of nowhere. It is kind of explained that he was given a weapon during that final battle when we went to rescue Shiori from when Across Tower kind of converted into Pandora's box. So I kind of like to bring that back here, that he still has that. But here we go, Boundary of Exhaustion. Dungeon number 1. We've got, I think, 6 of these dungeons to go through. We've got this one, which is kind of an introductory one. Basically, this one is kind of mainly set up to introduce Ryota as a playable character, really. Although I don't use that much, to be honest. And then we've got 4 dungeons where we have to rescue the other members of our party, and then the final dungeon where we confront the kid and find out what the fuck's going on with him. So yeah, that's what we're doing. Yeah, I think this is the first time that we've talked about this as well, that June's sword is basically a soul device that, you know, one of the Order of Odin can actually use. Oh shit. He's running through, hasn't he, the little asshole. He's here. Couldn't see it anyway, could he? So he must have just worked out, okay, that's where where I saw them disappear, so I'll run into that direction. I'll run there. But I do kind of like this as well, that I feel like I'm saying that a lot, but the fact that Ryota remembers how powerless he was against the creatures when he was defending the school, and how he, and how June got hurt and Shiori disappeared. You know what I mean? And so it kind of makes sense that now he would be like, fuck staying out of this, dude. I want to fight too. I want to get involved in this and try and help you guys out, because I've got this sword, which is made out of wood from the spirit tree, which enables him to fight in the eclipse, apparently. Yeah, I think it was given. Yeah, it was given to him in the final battle, and I like the logic of, yeah, I just didn't return it. I kind of forgot it in my locker, which again, very Ryota thing to do, I suppose. So yeah, this is the first time that we've got him this time. This is the first time that we've got Ryota as an actual partner. And this becomes a kind of a thing during the course of these dungeons as well, where Ko's kind of hesitant to bring somebody along, and he's kind of like, look, this is seriously fucking dangerous, dude. You could die here. You don't really have a lot of power. You could get seriously hurt, so just, dude, be safe, motherfucker, kind of thing. Kind of reluctantly allowing him to come along. I also like the fact that he kind of mentioned this is how Asuka must have felt when he forced himself to get involved right at the beginning of the game, so I kind of like that. Kind of like the story and the characters coming full circle, as it were. It's kind of nice. Now plays Jun Ryota. But that's not going to be to the next part, so join me next time. Because in the next part of Tokyo Xanadu EX Plus, we're going to be heading through the first dungeon of the after story. So yeah, see you next time.